This is Ace with RockRevolt Magazine. I am here with Gene Hoglan. How you doing today, bud?
I am excellent, Ace. How about yourself?
Doing all right. Finish out on Monday, like we were just talking about. You hitting the gym, getting healthy, and I'm doing the opposite. So,
Nah, we back it. I like it.
Here's the Monday. So let's.
I'm working out for both of us.
There we go. Because Lord knows I need to. Well, I spent my last night watching the Atomic Clock. The Clock Strikes 2. Awesome DVD, man. It's a great DVD you got coming out here pretty soon.
Thank you very much. That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So you did your first one, obviously. Apparently, it went well enough. They thought, why not do another one, right?
Yeah, that was pretty much the gist. You know, I at the end of the first one, that's when you know, like when you're in editing and when you're getting it completed, especially when you're in editing. You always remember, oh, damn, I should have talked about this. I should have talked about that. Wow, I left this out. You know, okay, I'll put that on the next one. And so after a couple of years of thinking, well, God, I wish I'd thrown this on the first one. Okay, let's do another one and throw these ideas on that one. So that's kind of how this one kind of came about. It's like, hey, I think it's time for another one. The first one did really well, so I've got a little moment that I can devote some concentration to this, so let's get her done.
Right on, absolutely. And I'm sure probably when you were done with editing with this one, you're like, wait, what about this? And you already got ideas for a third one, right?
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah, I've got a third one and brewing away in my head. And hey, we'll see how this one goes, you know, because that's one thing I do realize that things have changed in the last few years. I realize that actually putting out physical DVDs might not be the wave of now, or you know, the present, or even the future. So
sure,
who knows what the next idea could entail? You know, maybe just some online stuff or whatever it takes to get it out to the people.
Absolutely. One thing, of course, the very first thing I noticed, the DeLorean, man. Is that yours?
Oh, that's fun. Well, I have to admit, that is not. It was really just at the studio we were filming at. That is Brian Adams' studio. And
okay.
He's, you know, everybody works out of that one. And you know, there's a lot of great studios in Vancouver, like the Armory. This one is called the Warehouse. And a lot of bands go up there to record their big, giant hit records. And there happened to be somebody that worked at the studio that day, and the director comes up to me and says, hey, man, this guy's here with a DeLorean. I have an idea for a shot. What do you think? And I was like, okay, yeah, good. I'm not a DeLorean fan. You know, put me in a 68 Camaro, and I'm rocking it. But as I stand next to my, you know, Nissan Altima here, and I just had this idea, like, hey, man, can we get a shot of me in the boot coming out of it and smashing the ground or something? He's like, yeah, great, we'll add that in. And so it was all his idea to do that whole intro, and I just kind of went with it. He's like, we want to get a shot of you walking up the stairs. And I'm like, great, me walking, fabulous. But it's a fun little intro. So, you know, it's 2 minutes. So
right,
that's cool. And yeah, it was just a fun little idea. So that's cool. Right
on. And you talk about, you know, it's a shot of the boot smashing the ground. You're wearing one of your accessories that, you know, not a lot of people know about, or, you know, get the concept. You've got your ankle weights on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I was just about to sit down and start filming. Like, as soon as we were done with that shot, get right to filming, dude. So yeah, I've been a big proponent of leg weights throughout my entire career, through most of my career anyway. And that was that just came from when I was recording. We recorded the Leave Scars record, Dark Angel, and about a week before we went in the studio, I noticed I lost my legs. You know, all this stuff that we've been rehearsing for the last couple of months, and everything seems really smooth and flowing, and everything's cool. All of a sudden, a week before, my legs just kind of stopped working. So I later realized that, you know, way after the fact, I was like, you know what? I think we were just rehearsing super fast. And you didn't lose your legs. You were actually just playing things outside of your realm of comfort. But at that moment, I didn't really grasp a concept of meter and tempo, and like, wow, you're playing so fast that you just can't physically get these things done that you were doing a week ago. So I went out and bought some leg weights and I applied some of my, I don't know, athletic background, I suppose. I was a baseball player growing up, and when you are in the on-deck circle, if you know anything about baseball, the on-deck circle is where the guy, I'm just explaining it to the rock and roll readers out there.
Right.
The on-deck circle is where the guy who's going to be coming up to bat next is up there, and he's warming up, and he's taking some swings. Usually, you have this batter's donut, which is just a little round metal donut that weighs a pound. You could pop a couple of them on your bat. You swing your bat around a few times, you pop those donuts off, your bat is a whole lot lighter. You can swing it faster. And so I guess it's maybe an isometric exercise, perhaps, maybe something like that. And I just thought, well, hey, try it with some leg weights and see what happens. And sure enough, I put the leg weights on before the next rehearsal. I jammed a couple songs with them. I popped them off before we had the really hauling songs, and I was like, whoa, cool. My legs are back. And so maybe it was just a superstition, but boy, it sure, it could have been just, what's the word when your brain is trying to, psychosomatic?
Right, yeah.
But it worked for me, and then leg weights just became a part of my warm-up and my actual on-stage. Like, I'll wear them on stage for the first few songs of a lot of sets, a lot of bands I play with. I'll pop them off right before we start getting into the cooking section of the set, and then my legs are just beautiful, and they fly. So I've just been a big proponent of these, and some people don't get it, but a lot of people have tried it, and they've come back to me and said, hey, dude, you're right. After about a week of using this, my legs were cooking. And I know the leg weights create more muscles that you don't necessarily use when drumming, so I just figured, hey, more muscles attacking a foot pedal, then that's got to be a good thing. So that's kind of where the leg weights started, and they've just become ingrained in what I do now.
Right, and the baseball analogy totally makes sense with that, with the donut warming up the bat. That absolutely kind of just light bulb clicked as you were saying that. I was like, oh yeah, that does make sense. Absolutely. Nice. Yeah. Well, what position did you play?
I was pitcher, first base, third base.
Yeah, right.
And I was always kind of a bigger kid than most of my peers. So when you're 12 and you're batting against, you look like you're 16 or 18, and you're batting against a 12-year-old who looks like a 12-year-old. It's like my batting average was always in the 800s or the 700s, and it's little league. It's easy to dominate. You're twice the size of every other kid.
I resemble that too, man. I was always the big kid. I was the big kid of the bunch. I played first my entire life. I'm a lefty. I'm a lefty, and I played first my entire life, and I was always the big kid. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, you got the stretch.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
And I noticed, like you said, you wear the ankle weights when you warm up, because on the first track on that you play on the DVD, you got the ankle weights, and then you kick them off. As you continue on with the DVD.
What's kind of funny? I remember vaguely the tracking order. And I remember doing those two Testament songs first, because just 2 nights before I'm filming that, I was in Europe with Testament, and I noticed all the Testament stuff sounds super duper tight.
Right.
Like, it just sounds like you were playing these songs for the last 2 months and rehearsing every night for this. And then I start getting into the death songs and the strapping to, all the other stuff. I'm just kind of like, whoa, you're having to remember this stuff as you go. Like, with every DVD I do, or all these things, any clinic I ever do, there is absolutely zero preparation for. I am not, I was not woodshedding for a month. Oh, I'm going to be recording these, 8 songs for the DVD. I better work them out and practice. No, I was listening to them on the way to the studio, sort of thing, because I was just on a bunch of plane flights, you name it. So, but I do remember, hey, the Testament stuff is super duper tight.
But it's funny, and the strapping stuff though. You got into that. I mean, you are playing. I mean, you have a calm, right? And you even talk about it. You have a calm. You have this zen about you when you play. But with the strapping, you were into it, man. You were getting you were getting with it, man, going to town. So it was funny because you just got done talking about this calm, this zen, and then you kick into that, and you were just, that is that one track on that DVD, man. You're just going to town, man. I mean, so talking, I mean, that calm, where does it come from? Has that always been your style? Did you get that from somebody? I mean, how did that come about?
I think that just sort of evolved, you know, because I think when I started playing, I've never taken lessons. Nobody's ever like sat down with a philosophy to me when I was younger of, you know, well, anything positive, I guess. I got a lot of negative when I was growing up, when I was playing open-handed, you know, left hand on the hi-hat and the rides, and I would have a lot of people tell me, dude, that's wrong. You have to cross over. You can't do what you're doing. I got negative feedback, but nobody ever gave, you know, it took a while before I got some positive feedback on the open-handedness, but I guess just, I never had anybody saying, hey, why don't you calm down while you're playing all this thrashy thrash stuff. But I think that calm started when we were doing, like, when I would rehearse with Dark Angel, I just remembered, you know, we'd always rehearse in rehearsal studios that would just have, like, a spot on the wall, like just a spot of dirt or somebody spit on the wall, you know, a year ago, and it's just turned into this blackened little crust. I would always find this little spot and just kind of stare into it. And I would catch the guys from Dark Angel, like, looking at me, and then looking at the spot, then looking at me, and like, what is this guy looking at? Because he's gone. Like, we're jamming the song, he's jamming it all, but his eyeballs are just rooted. And it looks like he's in this, like, trance, or he's comatose, but God, he's playing at these blistering tempos, and I think that's probably where it started, was just, man, I knew the songs. I knew what was going to happen with the songs. I would just get inside that spot and just disappear for the length of the song, sort of thing. And I think that just probably carried over to everything else. And also, I'm a really, really, like, incredibly lazy person. Like, why do all this crazy Tommy Lee looking stuff when you're just going to kill yourself at the end of the day? It's like, hey, I'm already killing myself enough, or I'm trying to kill others while I'm playing this stuff, so why make it any tougher on yourself? Just this economy of motion just kind of developed from, like, hey, you're going to be able to play a 2-hour set of blistering pace, no problem, if you just don't blow yourself out in the first 2 or 3 songs, you know, you're going to be able to do this. And I think that's probably where it started. I don't think there was any sort of like, ooh, I have to develop this style. I think it's just a natural evolution, I would suppose.
Now, okay, you talk about playing, you know, those sets and blowing yourself out, but what about when you were doing double duty with Testament and Anthrax, man? I mean, how was that?
That was super fun. And
really? You enjoyed it, yeah?
Oh, God, I loved it. I loved it. I would do that. I would love to take a tour out of, let me play with all 3 bands, no problem. And I know I viewed the double set sort of duty as, this is an amazing cardio workout. You know, I do try to involve the athleticism a little bit with it, with all the physical things that I do, and I just figured, hey, this is a great double cardio workout that you're getting. And I know a lot of people have come and said, oh, dude, how did you do this? Like, holy shit, playing a full, 70 minutes with Testament, then playing 90 minutes with Anthrax right after? Holy shit, that's crazy. And I've been advised against speaking the truth on this. People have told me, dude, don't let the truth out. Let the legends be like, yes, you're a fucking superhuman. And it's not, you know, it's like, when people just are baffled, like, you were playing for, 2 hours and 40 minutes a night? Holy Jesus. And I'm just like, hey, man, when you're rehearsing for an album and you're playing your 6 or 8 or 10 songs that you're rehearsing for an album, you're playing for 6, 8 hours a day. When I'm tracking an album, I'm in there for 10 hours a day playing drums. So playing for 2.5 hours with a little half-hour break in between, geez, that's nothing, you know. So It was super fun, super easy. I dug playing for Anthrax. Guys, super nice guys. It was really enjoyable playing, like Charlie's stuff. And that was the one thing that I did try to do on that tour is it would have been one thing, because I had about 2 or 3 days to prepare for the whole set. Charlie came to me and said, look, I got to go like tomorrow.
Right.
I need to be gone now, but I'll stick around for a couple of days. I just sat behind him while he was playing a set. I just filmed every song with my little iPhone, and then I learned the arrangements that he and Anthrax were playing right then and there, because a lot of stuff had changed over the course of 30 years of playing a song. I get it, So instead of just, okay, I'll play your set, I'll just listen to all your songs on iTunes, and I'll learn the set. It's like, no, do it the proper way. And he's not playing this arrangement or that lick like he did on the record, so play what he's playing now. So the rest of the guys in the band don't have to make a big, like, holy Jesus, okay, now we're back to playing the album. Oh, let me try to remember this. We recorded this. I don't think many people go back and listen to their records that they recorded 25 years ago, to study. So I just figured, man, just make it easy on the rest of the dudes and just play what's going on now on this tour, and that makes it easy for everybody. So, but it was super fun. I really dug that. I'm more than happy to do that any time.
And it's funny because before you start on that, you called yourself lazy. You like to be lazy, but then you're like, oh, it's a great cardio workout, man. It's the shit. I just got to point that out for everybody. This is the guy that just said he likes to be lazy, but he will throw it down, no problem.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even think of that. Well, that's cool. Thanks, man. Awesome.
I just thought that was hilarious, man. You're like, I'm lazy, but you know what? I'll play it for like 7 hours straight. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But when you're doing,
lazy when it comes to cleaning my room. There you go.
Yeah, when you're doing something you love, man, the time flies by. So yeah, and it's
absolutely.
Yeah, and Scotty and Frank Bella had nothing. They have a speaking piece on your DVD. Had nothing but great things to say about you on that. So that was awesome. Yeah.
That was very kind of them. Absolutely. They got some free DVDs coming in the mail for those guys.
Maybe even autographed. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go.
One thing that I really liked about when you're talking about this DVD at the beginning is you're like, listen to everything. All types of music are going to help you. You talk about the Motown stuff. You talk about everything, all the different styles of music that you listen to that help craft your style. And I think that's very important for kids nowadays because they're stuck in a genre that they can't get out of. And I think that's probably the most important thing you say on this album.
Very cool, man. Well, that is something that's very important to me. I'm fortunate that I came from an era. I was there at the inception of thrash, which took metal into a brand new avenue, and I predate that. So it was okay to listen to your classic rock and steal some stuff from that, and your traditional heavy metal, of course, steal some stuff from that, and just blend it into whatever style you're going to have. And there are so many amazing new, younger school drummers that they were not just listening to like the Pete Sandoval and Dave Lombardo and stuff. These guys were listening to some jazz fusion and some, whatever outside the metal realm, and they're bringing it to their playing. And that's just something that even I guess I'm known as a thrash metal drummer. I've always tried to be a well-rounded drummer. And so if I'm going to play like kick into a Slayer tune or something, I got that. Or, any of the songs I've ever played. And then if somebody says, hey man, let's jam a Stevie Wonder song during the sound check or something, like, okay, I'm there too. Let's play some Aerosmith. Oh, no problem, So just being a well-rounded musician is just, I always think the best way to go, because you just open up door after door after door for yourself, instead of closing all those doors and going, man, I only listen to metal. I only listen to these 2 or 3 drummers, and that's it, and everybody else can, go die or whatever. I just think that's a little limiting. So why not take the limits off? take those leg weights off your brain.
Right on, absolutely. Absolutely. One thing, I got a question for you though, okay? Your breakdown sections that you do. Okay, you're playing the songs, you're doing them full speed, but when you do the breakdowns on this DVD, you slow it down, okay? How hard is that to do? Because in my mind, I'm like, holy shit, I would never be able to do that. I have to play full speed. What's it like when you try to slow it down so people can see the technique, the movements, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what you just said about playing it slow is impossible. I agree with that 100%, but you have a camera in your face and you have to do it. So it is challenging because you've got 30 years, 25 years, 15 years of muscle memory playing a lot of this stuff. And when you have to, like, that, and I think there's a spot where I do mention, like, you know what, I was told by my management that I have to do these breakdowns, and I'm about to argue this in editing, you know, like, let's chop all this shit out because I am blowing it every, you know, that was after like 10 takes of different songs. I only did one take of everything, you know, I probably should have gone back, but I, you know, that's where it's like, hey, warts and all, you are a warts and all drummer, so I try to, you know, shave down those warts as much as possible to try to sound as inhuman as possible. I'm a human, you know, I make mistakes, and right there it's all getting, you know, captured for posterity, so it's like, might as well make the most of it, make the best of it, bring a little humor in, I suppose, but it is challenging. Yeah, it's just to turn around and try to play something that you've been doing at this regular speed, and then you try to slow it down. Your brain just, boy, that's a challenge. So I still don't have an answer for it, but maybe on the next one, if I do some more breakdowns, maybe I'll give those a little more thought than, oh yeah, just go and play it slow, no problem.
you got to slow down your toes, man. You got to slow your toes down.
Yeah. I keep myself on my toes, I guess.
Well, that was because, you know, you talk about that you play on your toes. You know, you can do things with your toes that other people can't. You know, you got to slow them toes down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, I do that on a song by song basis, totally.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and one of the great things also about the DVD is just like right now, man, your laid back approach. You're just, it's not, you know, just it's like you're the average Joe, man, talking to people about playing some drums. You know, it's not all like big time and all crazy and shit. It's just like, hey, play some drums. Here's what's up. You know, it's not intimidating. It's not intimidating at all. That's great.
Well, I like that, and I do want to take any sort of intimidation factor around. You know, and you know, you got all these, you know, highfalutin rock people say, hey, well, man, we're just normal people, and I mean, we really are. You know, here I'm at the gym and I'm about to go to Target after this and pick up some toilet paper, you know, like it's just like I'm a dude that happens to play some drums and people buy records that I'm on, you know, or whatever, watch YouTube video or whatever. So there's I guess maybe some of that might be like pulling the curtain back and letting you see the wizard or something, but I'm always all about that. I'm okay with that. Like I want everybody to know that, hey, I am just a regular dude, and I get argued with in that section too. But I'm just a regular guy that applied myself to something, and if I can do it, you can. That was definitely the mindset of the first DVD. Like, if I, you know, somebody my size playing this stuff, my legs should not be traveling this fast, but they're able to. If I can do it, I think you can too. So that's always been kind of my approach, I guess. Like, man, we're just regular folks, man. Seriously.
Right, absolutely. You know, absolutely. Okay, so beside the DVD, man, what else you got going on? What do you got? What's your 2017 bringing you?
Well, we got the brand new Testament album is out now, so. That is called Brotherhood of the Snake, and that is, we're going to start our touring cycle at the beginning of February. We go to Japan and play some shows there, and then, we start it with 70,000 Tons of Metal. We're going to be playing that, and I see Anthrax and Death Angel are on that one, and a whole bunch of other great bands, so that's going to be a fun hang, and then Japan afterwards, and then we have our U.S. tour with Sepultura and Prong. And let me tell you something. I read all the Sepultura, Max, Igor, there's no Max and Igor, there's no Sepultura, F. Andreas for carrying on the name. Have you heard that new Sepultura tune? It's called Phantom Self.
I have, yeah.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Jesus, I happen to appreciate what Max and Igor have done. I like Cavalier's Conspiracy. I like the later Soulfly that Max has done. Thank God for Mark Rizzo. That dude is a champion.
Yeah.
And thank God for Andreas carrying on Sepultura. I don't care what it's called. All I know is that new song is effing deadly. Eloy Casagrande, he's killing it on the drums. He's so tasty. So, hell yeah, so I'm stoked for that, and Prong is always great. They're super fun, good hang. I love those guys. So that's going to be a fun tour. And then there's going to be some European festival dates, of course. And also tomorrow, I am going up to Brendan Small's place, and we're going to listen to the brand new Galacticon 2 record that we've just recorded, which this is I don't know how to say it, but, it's a Death Clock record. We can't call it Death Clock anymore.
Right.
Brendan has fought the network to retain his right, get his rights back, but the network Turner Network has said essentially well, we don't want it, Death Clock, but you can't have it. He tried to buy it back. He's like, yeah, I could spend millions of dollars in lawyer fees and try to get the rights back, but that's, what's the point of that? And I get it. So the new quote-unquote Death Clock album is a Galacticon record. Brendan just sent me a text an hour ago saying, hey, man, I just did an anagram of Galacticon, and it's clock again with a T, with a superfluous T. And we were both texting back to each other, hey, that superfluous T can now be a upside down cross or something. And I don't know what that idea could be, but that was just a fun little anagram he sent. Yeah, clock again. No shit, Galacticon, who thought of that, But it's essentially a Death Clock record. It sounds like a Death Clock album, and I don't know really what I can say about it, legally, but, I know Brendan has said, look, I can't tell you what to say. I can't say a lot of the stuff that I think you're going to, but, maybe just mention, if people enjoy Death Clock, they're really going to enjoy this Galacticon 2 record. So that's really cool, and I have... hopefully at some point this year we'll get to some Dark Angel 2. I've been trying to write that record for a while, and it's just been so hectic busy that's been a challenge. But I'm sure there's going to be a little clinic touring or clinic-ing out there for myself, and 2017 is going to be busy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can I have you on hold? They've got me doing interviews on the half hour. I'm going to have to put you on hold real quick and tell this person I'm going to call them back.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Thank you. Hello.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I bought myself another 5 minutes or so. Sorry for what happened. I noticed they set me up with interviews on the half hour today, and I'm like, guys obviously don't ever read or listen to any of my interviews, because give me 30 minutes for an interview? You don't know Gene, do you? That guy likes to talk.
Yeah, but it's all good, man. It's all good stuff coming out, so that's the best part.
My lady likes to tell me, she's like, hey, you'll like this story. It's about you. So I was like, okay, yeah, I get that.
Well, before we let you go and get on to your next one, man, what everybody says, hey, what are you listening to? What's in your deal? What new bands are you listening to? Because I think that's important for music today, is because there's not a lot of these new bands because of the way the music industry is. A lot of bands aren't getting their music heard. What new bands that aren't being heard should people listen to? What are you listening to?
Well, I tell you, a band I've been listening to tons over the last couple of years is a band called Byzantine. They are from West Virginia, and their last album was called To Release Is To Resolve, and boy, that album is just a monster. And it's got a couple of tracks that, one is called The Agonies, amazing song, and then it's got another one called God Forsaken. that is just holy moly. That was a song of my iPod for the last year, I tell you. And those guys are amazing. They have a new record coming out pretty soon. I think they signed a Metal Blade, so I'm pretty sure their album will be out within the next few months. And those guys are awesome. Check those guys out. There's another band from, I believe they're from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They're a band called Black Crown Initiate, and their last album was called The Withering of Stars. That was the album that I got into them on. They have since released a newer one that I haven't been able to just sit down with yet, but I know it's killer. They are great. Band from Massachusetts called Revocation. Those guys are incredible, and they have a drummer on their new record. His name's Ash Pearson, and Ash is a up and coming god. You know, he's been involved in my career quite a bit because he was my Canadian drum's son. Like, I met Ash, he was about 16 or so, and he was just a very sharp kid that had his head on his shoulders properly. And so I was like, hey, Ash, why don't you come down to strapping rehearsal and, just come hang out for a while. And, hey, Ash, why don't you come down to strapping, recording and see what that's all about. And, I'm doing this track over here for this guy. Why don't you come down and help out on that? And, on the, why don't you come drum tech for me for my new DVD? And this was on the first one. He was my drum tech for that. He came up with a bunch of questions that he asked me on camera. And Ash is just and he's a killing drummer. He's got some stuff on Drumeo.com that people want to check that out. He's playing some Revocation. New Revocation album is killer. So there's a lot of killer new stuff. And, even some of the old classics, like I say, a Sepultura song, that has not left. That's the only song they've released off the new record. But, damn, that's a killing song. Everybody check out Phantom Self from Sepultura. Awesome. Great song, great drumming, great melodies. Andreas is really reaching a lot of places, wow, killer song. I'm stoked on that. But I listened to it all. I'm still, I'm absolutely 100% metal. That's why I can add in all the, I got 200% of music in me. 100% metal and 100% everything else. So there's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I love Queens of the Stone Age. That's, Faith No More. I like all the cooler bands and whatnot. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. Well, Gene, I greatly appreciate your time tonight, man. Enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And just, thanks for the time, mate. I appreciate it.
All right, bud. Thank you very much, sir.
Hit us up. We'll throw you on.
All right, man.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gene.
Take care. Bye-bye.